How are we doing? I apologise for being abhorrently late as per usual, but it's all kicking off in the weird and wacky world of Cameron PLC. George Russell just looking... Oh my gosh, Ted Kravitz and Sky F1. Well, he did say that it's natural that conversations are ongoing with the likes of Max Verstappen. Oh, the humanity drip feed. Grice's Razor. Do you pay attention to the sentiment or do you pay attention to what was said quite literally? I don't know here, chat. This is chaos. Dissecting the comments of George Russell. Did he just say that Max and Mercedes are having conversations? Nah, I'm telling you, chat. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. It's techier than techie things. Of course, George doesn't have anything to worry about. He's been brilliant, potentially one of the drivers of the season thus far, season to date. But it's like, I don't know. The words came out your mouth, chap, that potentially your boss, Toto, the boy who cried wolf, will drop kick you in the chest with a view to sign Maximilian Verstappen. Oh, the humanity. Oh, the humanity. It's I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what to say. It's techier than techie things. We'll get into it. Right. Let me set up myself. Please beat. You're a legend, Darius, a proper legend. Oh, the humanity indeed, EasyG. The story of the Austrian Grand Prix weekend will be the words that came out of George's mouth. And this ain't the first time that he's been saying this, by the way. He's gone into detail before, hasn't he? King George. He's been a nothing if not a straight shooter as far as driver silly season. And that's why it gets techier than techie things this race weekend. T-minus 18 minutes, by the way, before an all-important FP2. Benzie, you're an absolute legend. Joe, McCamp, what's going on? I hope you're all good. And bloody Nora. Here we go, Toto. Toto talking. Huh. Let's see what Toto's got to say for himself. Huh? What do you mean there's no delay in George's contract, you clown? You said 2 weeks ago. About 3 weeks ago. Answer the question, Toto, and stop dancing around it. Toto fesses to it. He says it's clear that I'm going to explore what a 4-time champion's going to be doing in the future. Oh my God. Oh my God. Toto will fesses up to it. The disrespect. Honestly. The disrespect of Toto. George is likelier than Max to be in the car, but mate, they know what game they're playing. They know what game they're playing. Do you know what I mean? Techier than techie things that. I don't know. In the moment. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Oh my God. Can you believe Toto's just said that? I don't even know. I'm lost for words, chat. Sorry, chat. I'm with you in a minute, I promise. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Right, let's go. I can't believe Toto the boy who cried wolf just said that. I'm properly baffled. He confirmed that, of course, we're going to have conversations with the best driver, the four soon-to-be five-time champion. Toto's wolf, no longer George's. What are we doing here? Can you imagine if you were George? I'd be like, you know what, sack this. I didn't want to drive for you anyway. And now I know why Lewis left. Appreciation isn't something that runs rampant at the boys and girls from Braxley and Bristol. What do you mean? What do you mean you're going to talk to Max Verstappen? Flipping not forget it, mate. I don't even want to drive for your team anymore, you clown. Toto, the boy who cried wolf. You remember we've said on a gazillion different occasions now that Toto will drop kick in the chest one King George Russell if he gets the opportunity to have a whiff of the bloody signature of one Maximilian Verstappen. Alex Dunn, by the way, do you see this? Alex Dunn just comes in there and goes faster than Lando in FP2 needs to make sure good and goddamn well that he goes quicker than Alex Dunn. Do you know what I mean? Zach Brown will be looking at that chap now thinking you're going to cost a lot less than Lando Norris, aren't you? And you might even be better as far as your ability to handle pressure, mental fortitude settings, techie things. Go on then, chat. Let me get this. It is shameless, isn't it? How very dare he, Darius? I don't even like George Russell, but imagine. George Russell's been one of the best drivers season to date, and that's what you say. Can you imagine George Russell watching that bloody Toto Wolff interview, thinking, "Hang on, now I know for real why I haven't got a contract 2 weeks and you're going to announce it." What do you mean? Do you mean you're going to announce it in 2 weeks, you joker? Unbelievable, chat. But do you know what it is? F1 is a piranha tank. That's what sort of chaos happens in Formula One. They're backstabbers. You think Toto the boy who cried wolf is a stand-up guy? Go and read Ross Brawn's book. He'll tell you in that just who Toto is as far as the extent to which that dude can be two-faced and duplicitous. Ross Brawn's saying that, and I think Ross Brawn is a bit of a stand-up guy, so I would trust him in that sense. Then we'll replace Lando, says Andash. Oh, the humanity. Let's not do this, Cameron CC. I'm telling you. FP2 in a minute. T minus 12 minutes. Eddie, time flies when you're having fun, of course. Have I done something wrong? Is my thumbnail incorrect? Lando Norris trotting into the paddock, ready to go. 22 points behind his teammate now. 21 points ahead of Max Verstappen. He's got to fix this. I mean, come on, Easy G. Can we have a grown-up conversation here? Are we going to be honest and open? Or are we going to play silly games? He's brilliant. As a driver, he's that chap. He's so good. Like he's rapid, quick enough to cope with anyone on that grid. Like on his day when he's at his Weetabix. But therein lies the bloody paradox. Ted Kravitz saying he's a bit of a specialist. He's a bit of a specialist. Like he is a bit of a specialist, but I don't know. I just don't think he has the ability. You can't be a specialist. You can't be a gangster of an F1 driver in a vacuum, right? You've got to be able to deliver. Look at this. Piastri. Oh my gosh. Piastri versus Norris. Look at this. Take the picture, Cameron. That's absolutely outrageous. I'm fuming. 6-4 is how much Oscar Piastri leads Lando Norris, both in the race and in qualifying. Techier than techie things. Oof. I don't know what to. I can't get over the George Russell spiel. How very dare he? Do you mean how very dare he? I don't know. I just I don't know. I don't know, mate. Bear with, chat. I'm coming. Gosh. Oh my God. I'm shell shocked. I'm lost for words out here, chat, because I just never thought I'd hear Toto, the boy who cried wolf, say that. I didn't think those words were going to come out of his mouth. Not so blatantly and flagrantly. It's it is chaos. It absolutely makes zero sense that Toto could be so flagrantly disrespectful. But again, that's what you think that he's anywhere near Lando. Oh, no, of course he's not. Of course he's not. But I mean, that time was quick. That's the truth, EasyG. That time was not shabby from a rookie. This is one. Look, like for like comparison, EasyG. To compare Alex Dunn in his maiden voyage in an F1 car with Lando Norris, in my humble opinion, says more about Lando than it does about Alex. It's not a like for like comparison, and you should be doing like for like. That's the issue. But I digress. What do I know? Hang on, I'll be with you, chat. It's all kicking off, isn't it? Oh, the humanity. I know, EasyG. You think Oscar is pushing? True. I get you, EasyG. I get you. I'm gonna permit you this one time. I'm gonna extend you some grace, even at the altar of confirmation bias. I get you. I get you, EasyG. You've got to give it the proper context and nuance that it deserves. I understand, but I just I don't know. I don't know. It's easy to pile on Lando at the moment, isn't it, EasyG? It's a bit of a mugs game. I think there'll be at least a couple of races between now and the end of the season when Lando will make mugs of those like me who have been disparaging of his talents. Like, I get it. I get it. He's still a brilliant driver, but there is something to be said about not the losers is too harsh, but those who have it within them but can't extract it out of themselves when they need it most. It's a problem. That it is a bloody problem, and I'm not sure that Lando's got to address that now. You can't wait till the end of the season, because again, that could be 2 seasons, but he could be a back-to-back champion. He could add his Weetabix, do you know what I mean? This year and last. Lando Norris could and maybe should very well be a back-to-back champion though. And that's where it gets chaotic. That's where it gets very, very chaotic. But I digress, do you know what I mean? Oh dear. There is no harder. I'm coming, chat, I promise you. Just to hang on. Oh, the humanity and breathe. I need to take myself up. 192, 129 of you in the chat concurrently. Do me a favour, smash a like. We are T-minus 6 minutes away from a cheeky FP2. And I'm here for it. There are lessons, there are takeaways from FP1. But I'm not sure that I can distill them down properly in a manner that's succinct. Right, let's go. Let's get ourselves some metrics. And again, all the metrics that you see on your screen will be brought to you by the legends over at where? Who? Multiviewer, say it with me. And again, you can go and get, if you've got a PC or a desktop, then you know what to do. Download it on there. Right, your boy Cameron needs to get his eye back in. You know what I mean? Play his way into the crease. Literally cannot wait for him to make me a mug. I genuinely need him to 100% mood. I echo those sentiments. Look at him smiling and laughing, involved in the jokes of which he speaks so highly, the extent to which he's invested in having a good time. Wants to do it his way. Do you know what I mean? Frank Sinatra settings. What a joke. What an absolute joke. Toto's ruthless, but King George, decade of mentorship from Toto. I don't know about that, Andash. He's got a lot to be thankful for, but still, you don't treat your driver like that. Even if he does sign, I just would never trust Toto ever again in life. No chance. Should we go through some bits and bobs for those of you who didn't watch the old preview show? Let's go for it. Go on then. Here's what you need to know before we get into this thing proper. So practice. These are the times. Practice 1, 2. You know what time that's happening in T-4 minutes. Practice 3, however, 12:15 Central European time tomorrow. Qualifying will kick off at 4 p.m. and then you get the race proper at 3 p.m. Central European time. Let's do this. The track circumstance. Go on then. It's turn 3 and turn 4, right? Turn 4 is the turn where it all kicked off a couple of years ago. Track infringements ad infinitum, 12 to 1300 of them that the FI need to go away and investigate afterwards. Your track circumstance, 4.3 kilometers, 340 kilometers per hour top speed, 102 is your track record, elevation 63 meters, 71 laps is your race distance, 1 minute 05 is your track record in the race. It will be turn 3, it will be turn 4. Absolute chaos. Remember, turn 3 is where the cheeky love kiss between Lando Norris and Maximilian Verstappen, 4-time champion, happened last year. You got to cut it. It turns out you can see the kink in the left before you turn right. Catches some people out if indeed your name is Lando Norris 1.0. Here are your stats: 71 lap race, 10 corners, C3, C4, C5, winning strategy. And again, all these stats are courtesy of F1 stat Daniel Vellante on Twitter. His Substack, go and subscribe to it if you like a cheeky stat. Winning strategy last year was medium, hard. George Russell, 45 pit stops last year. Red Bull Wing has a 50% win rate from pole, 65% win rate from the front row. Qualifying championship settings, therefore, the furthest winning grid spot was P7, David Coulthard 2001. 70% of the races have featured a safety car. Track record 102.9, that's Valtteri Bottas, and then lap record 105.619. The difference between the two aforementioned stats, obviously, is that you do the latter one in the race. The former is in qualifying penalty. Did we talk about this? What are the FIA doing? Issuing all their methodologies about penalties all of a bloody sudden. Max Verstappen was like, what are they doing? This makes no sense. Potential penalty 10 seconds for causing a collision, but you could get a drive through. 10-second stop go. Grid place penalty if the driver failed to finish the race. 5-second penalty in mitigating circumstances. They released all of this all of a bloody sudden so that we all know their methodology, the reason, the rational mindedness apparently behind their thinking. Here's the Drivers' Championship. Currently, this time last year, 219 points. Max Verstappen had the whip hand. A lot of points down the road from Lando Norris, weren't he? 69. Now, however, Oscar Piastri has the whip hand, 198 points to Lando Norris on 176. Max Verstappen on 155. Your weather forecast, this is what it looks like. Potentially there was going to be thunderstorms, but now people are saying Saturday and Sunday should be warm, should be good. No rain, although Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton, being Reagan Meisters, will of course be doing their rain dance overnight. Weather now, that was the weather a couple of hours ago. It was wet circumstance. Here's your last winner or your winners and pole sitters over the last 5 races. We'll keep going through this because this is important context. The last 5 races, 2024 pole sitter Max. The last 4 races, this feels like a lot like Suzuka, therefore, right? Max was 0.4 of a second, 0.404 to be precise, quicker than all of the other 19 on the grid during quali last year. 0.4. That's as near as makes no difference, half a second down the road. Last 5 Austrian Grand Prix winners. 24 was Russell. Obviously, Russell, fortuitous circumstance when Lando Norris decided that he'd had enough last year and wanted to get entangled with Max Verstappen's RB20 then. In 23, Max. 22 it was Charles Leclerc. 21 it was Max. And 2020 it was Valtteri Bottas. Oh, the humanity. Don't believe me? Well, you've gone through that already. It speaks for itself. I think Maximilian Verstappen might go very well around here. Pole sitter. Let me talk you through some odds. In fact, I've got them up here. There you go. The qualifying gap 0.404. 0.404. Oh, the humanity. Here are your upgrades that nobody cares about because it looks like they're not working. Scuderia Ferrari settings. They need more than an upgraded floor if they're to continue. fighting for a championship of the drivers and or constructors variety. Here's another upgrade. What the Ferrari looks like, nobody cares. Here are your pole odds. This is important, chat, because if you bet £4, not financial advice, but if you bet £4 on Oscar Piastri nailing the pole, you get 7 back, walk away with 11 quid. Converting that into probability, Oscar Piastri, if you run a simulation of the qualifying 100 times, Oscar will nail it 36 of those 100. Lando, 29 of those 100. Max Verstappen nails it 29% of the time, say the odds makers, the experts. George Russell, 15% of the time only. As far as the winner of the race, in fact, let's do head to head. Just to show you broadly who is a specialist. Ted Kravitz just said that Lando is something of a specialist around Austria, that he really likes the track, and that's borne out by the fact that 7-1 in teammates. He's beaten every time that he comes around. He's come around. They've done Lando, excuse me, has done qualifying sessions around Austrian Grand Prix 8 times. 7 of those he's beaten his teammate. Same too with George, something of a specialist as well. 7 to zip. So too, or 7-1 even. Nico Hulkenberg 7-1. Max Verstappen 10-2. Those bods, each of those 4, quite handy around this Austria track, ain't they? Pierre Gasly 7-2. I tell you who's not though. Lewis Hamilton, look at that, 6-7. Oh, the humanity, especially when you consider over his career how dominant he has been. Here's the winner odds. Oscar Piastri, run the simulation of the race 100 times under these current circumstances. 38% of the time Oscar Piastri gets it done. 31% of the time Lando. 25% Max Verstappen. I think that's wrong, chat. I'll be honest with you. This reminds me of Suzuka when they just underestimated the extent to which Max Verstappen can be the difference maker. There are all your stats. You've gotten everything that you need to know from here. Just want to provide some context there each and every single time of the statistical variety. And there you go. We are T-3 minutes into a session. The reason for the bias is because Max ended Lewis potentially. But these lot stand to lose money from their bias, Liam. That's the difference here. Do you know what I mean? And you're a legend, Liam, as always. Far too kind, sir. But I think these guys stand to make or lose money if they get it wrong. I just don't understand how they haven't cottoned on to the fact that, well, listen, for the betting degenerates of you out there, there is an opportunity potentially, but don't take my advice because I know nothing. Did Lando have his Weetabix? We'll see shortly. Anybody would drop kick in their first, in the face, their first driver to get Max Verstappen. There is no multi-dimensional I hear you, float like a bee. I hear you, and I take that on board. I think you're onto something. Lando's gluten intolerant. No Weetabix sahib. I love it. Sky's blue. Yeah. It would take time to get used to it. Still have to get used to Lewis in there 1,000%. We're still going back to that. Images that don't look good, that don't sit well with you in Formula One. Is that what we're talking about here? I don't know. I don't know. It's chaos. Go on then. And breathe, Cameron. Right, hang on. Let me get my. Let me play my way into the 137 of you watching currently. I'm grateful ad infinitum to each and every single one of you for putting up and tolerating my very unique brand of Formula One bull feathers. Be interesting for sure. Interesting session. How will Charlie be? I know. So for the avoidance of doubt, Charles and Lando are playing their way into the Austrian Grand Prix crease now. Maiden voyage settings, because they weren't driving in FP1. McLaren and Ferrari, by dint of Charles, Lando and Charles respectively, took the opportunity to field 2 rookies, Beganovic, Dino, and Alex Dunn. He didn't look too shabby, I have, you know. I look good in black. I'm a tad late. Behave yourself, Lord No Kids. I'll also share Jamaican flag. Whoa. Let's go, Lord No Kids. Look about with Taloa. You know them? Lord, it's land we love. I look bad in black. Red Bull can get away with it. So I'm unable to clarify what Pirelli's C3, C4, C5. If you turned up on time, Bam, then you would have saw. We just went through it, mate. Rewind back a couple of minutes and you'll see we went through all of the context and everything that you need to know going into round 11 Austria Grand Prix. George Russell on one already. Look at this purple 0.261 adrift of his old mate Kimi Antonelli. I have, you know, passed the Dutchy. Look, let's go, Joe. GM Cam M. I don't know. I'm Hanny. I'm bad. You've got to excuse my lack of multilingual dexterity. Mercedes team favourites, Darius. I don't know. I don't know if they are. I don't know if they are. I don't think they are. They get techie. To whom doth thy purse cleave in this contest? I'm reminded, you know, there are. I feel like I've gotten deja vu in this. I feel like when we were at Suzuka, I read out very similar stats and then proceeded to do one of these and ignore the extent to which Max Verstappen is prolific around Suzuka at the altar of the McLaren MCL 39's dominance. I just thought, you know, Lando and Oscar are going to nail it, surely. They have to nail it. They have to nail it. Even if Max barely loses a session, a paid session around this track. And then I've just read out the same. So how can I not? How can I know the McLaren's going to be quick around here. I know it. I know it. And Red Bull will struggle. Of course it will. Understeer settings. Again, these are a lot of... they're challenging turns, but you've got to be able to... I don't know. Medium speed. McLaren's natural habitat, eh? So of course they're going to be quicker around here. But does that mean that Max Verstappen can't turn it around? You see the chap's record, and I don't know, chap. I don't know. I don't know. Put a gun to my head and I'm going Max every single time. That's the truth. But that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Of course I am. I have to. I absolutely have to. It is what it is. And listen, if the truth makes me out to be a mug, then... But if past his prologue, I mean, why would you back against Max at this stage? Haven't you seen what that fella can do? Oh, God. Don't forget he missed 100%. Boom, and we are back again, like hack. And then I'm watching quali review people. Let's go, Rattle. So chill, don't want Crofty for one. Crofty's not on a... Crofty's taken a... He's chilled out. It will be Harry Benjamin on deck for quali for Sky Sports F1. Crofty's taking a much needed break, so I'm told. Max knows this track inside out. No, I'm not taking it. He's gonna... He does know it. Ollie bringing New Year's Eve spot. I tell you what, I just... he's at home here, isn't he? Home away from home. I can't back against... But imagine that Red Bull do what they normally do and dial the car in between FP3 and then quali. I don't know. Shame on the person that wants to lose money back against Max Verstappen. Not at this stage. Not given what we know about the chap when he's at his prolific best and had his Weetabix. Mistake at last corner for George. Kimi's on it. I'm thinking Mercedes are back in the fight and second in the World Drivers' Championship, or World Constructors' Championship even, is there for the taking. Norris in the kit. Oh my gosh, Lando. Go on then, let me tune in. Having a look at Karan Chandler, looking at the... I think this is turn 4, Ray. As the bloody road kind of disagrees with the load of the car. Like, it's a weird one, this. Really, really weird. Go on, let's get some. 209 of you in the chat. Do me a favour, smash the like. If you want to become a member, then you know what to do. There is a button at the bottom left of your screen that says join. You will get priority in the chat. You will get access to the Discord, some sexy emojis, and access to a cheeky newsletter from yours truly. Sometimes, once a week. most of the time. Lando Norris, 105.9, quicker for once than his old mate. This is the oldest. This happens, though, every time, does it not? Lando Norris, 105. It'll be quicker all the way through the free practices, and then all of a sudden, when FP becomes Q, you know what time it is. Oscar will come alive. Although Lando's very good around here, so maybe Easy G, you'll see your wish. Maybe he'll drop it on pole and win the race. He's good around here, is Lando. As George Russell on mediums goes second fastest, 105.981. Oh, the humanity, nearly 100 on mediums though. I wonder if we're going to get the same, the usual divergence between teams as to how they treat and use the mediums versus soft. Okay, life just takes another jab. I have to get used to it. Is it okay to call you rat? No, can't call Ratamathingy. I'm confident, sir. My crystal ball ain't murky this weekend. Go on the new march. Are you going for Max? But how can you back against him when he's so bloody metronomic around it? I mean, he's good at bloody Nora. Look at that. Jeez, chill out, Oscar. Some sideways action. What's going on, Delani? I hope you're good. The like button is K1 in Spain, but had to coo in for this. Let's go, Delani. The first time this year, I say I don't trust McLaren at the top of free practice. Bloody Nora. I don't know. It's going quickly though. Look at this. 16.5, 90, bloody Nora. 105.5 from Lando Norris. T-minus 48 minutes left on the docket. We need to discuss Toto and George. 100% Delani. The Saturday or the Friday night show, 8 PM, will go long. Hot take, Lando's so terrified of getting burnt while overtaken on the outside that he tunnel vision to the inside in Canada. But I mean, we are a function of all of our life experience, right? We are checking. Unbelievable. Pit lane. They're praising Lando and about Max. They say penalty points. Clown settings, Darius. I mean, let's see where we are, Darius, after quali, right? That's gonna be that's gonna tell you a story. Can Max drop it on pot? I think we need a poll, don't we? Last time my crystal ball went murky, I swelled up. Yeah, you're a legend. You watch. Right, let's have a go. You guys let me know you've got for the poll. Who are all these people? Did Lauren Meckers just say slow speed? I hate that. I think that's it's not grammatically incorrect, but it's just clumsy. Low speed now. Slow speed. You don't need to say speed after you've said slow. I find it very annoying that. It upsets me. It grinds my gears. Oh, wow. Huh. 156 of you. Oh my gosh. Time is fleeting. Indeed it is. Your boy's a bit distracted around here. I will. Modern day jaune. Fudge cake. Here he is. There's a Max Verstappen. 0.116 adrift of Lando. Don't hate that. He's in the running. Once Lando starts to make his bloody mistakes when the FP turns to a Q, then oh, the humanity indeed, Umach. Why you like this, my guy? Oh, me, Umach. It's getting chaotic. That's all right. I've got too many screens in front of me. He's nice just showing his hand to Oscar. OP has access to the data now. I don't know if they'll be... It's a good question, that. I'm not sure if they'll be sharing data at the moment. I don't know. I don't think they will be. Would you share data with Oscar if you were Lando? Not anymore. The constructors is... all we're playing for now is the drivers. The constructors is done now. Is it not? Doing. Never bat against Max Verstappen. Miami, I don't disagree with you, chat. I don't disagree with you. You just can't at this stage, right? He makes it too hard. I'd need to be a numpty. Go on then. T minus 42 minutes. I apologise, chat. I'm all over the shop today. It's techie. We're talking about Shaw. He's barely keeping it on track. I mean, anytime you get Shaw strikes me as a chap who needs to build himself a race weekend. Anytime he yeets it into the barrier, I don't think you get the same. He'll go close. Baku last year, yeets it into the barrier in practice and goes close. Second, ultimately. But anytime Charles yeets it into the barrier, I just feel like he's a dude that needs that time. He misses that automotive pugilistic due diligence more than most. Do you know what I mean? I need to see him out the barrier. If he's going to win a race or go very well at the very least, I feel like he just needs to... I don't know. I feel like he just needs to... He needs to keep his nose clean. If he doesn't, then you can discount for him. I don't think he'll go very well. And again, already, not that he's made a mistake or anything, but he hasn't had himself FP1. And I think that he's like Mr. T in the Snickers advert, is Charles. He just turns into a completely different person if he hasn't had his FP1. Good. He's just not the same driver. He needs every second of that weekend, particularly if Scuderia have just bought bloody upgrades now. That's what I think. That's my story, and I'm sticking with it. He makes too many mistakes to avoid to afford having Dino Beganovic in that car. Do you know what I mean? That's not a penalty. Calm down. Lando looks comfortable with the upgrades. Let's see how he progresses. Well, he would look comfortable with the upgrades, Hector, because who do you think they brought the upgrades for? Oscar's been at... I don't think Oscar even has the upgraded front suspension. He doesn't have it. Doesn't want it. Doesn't need it. The person who needed all the feedback through the steering wheel. He has a name, and his name is Lando Norris 1.0, a.k.a. Dustin from Stranger Things. He needed more feedback through the steering wheel. He needed less understeer as far as the MCL 3.9 going into the apex. That's Lando Norris's. Not Oscar Piastri. He's good with driving around the multitudinous foibles of the aerodynamic and mechanical variety of this MCL 3.9. You know what I mean? Lando's very British. They don't get penalty points. It's not proper. Oof. Oof. Charles No Limit Leclerc. Modern day Jean lazy will suffice. Do you know what I mean? I just think that moniker isn't going anywhere. Not going anywhere. That new Ferrari floor compensated for carrying Lewis's... Oh my gosh. Bam. I can't. I'm lucky that I spotted that. Guys are going to get me into trouble. As if the Lewis Hamilton fan base, the extremists and fundamentalists, as if me and them are bedfellows already, cozy ones. We are not. My very unique brand of true value objectivity doesn't blend well with their very unique brand of subjectivity, confirmation bias, availability heuristic, cognitive dissonance. Need I say more? Currently your runners and riders look like this. Lando Norris, 105.4, tops your timing sheet of this FP2 round 11, the Austrian Grand Prix. I keep saying Australian. Sort your life out, Cameron. In second, you've got one King George Russell of Kingsley in Norfolk, 105.4. Max Verstappen, 05.65. Piastri, 05.682. Lewis Hamilton shortly thereafter. Leclerc, Sainz, Hadjar, Albon, Kimi Antonelli. Ferrari boys slowly coming to the fore race, slowly but surely playing their way into the crease. Go on then, Lando. Let's have a gander at ya. Lando looks like he's dialed in. Be careful, Lando. I'm surprised that he went left as well. That was tight. Yeah, just tries on the left. Max Verstappen, look at that. Why is he going on the left foot always? I think Piastri has it for this weekend. But yeah, I would be concerned if I was on Piastri's side of the garage. Aero 11101. He's good around here. He's supposed to be a specialist, remember. T-minus 37 minutes left on the docket. Pause. Oh, the humanity indeed. The new Ferrari 4 compensates. Yeah, Bam, you can't. Okay, it nearly got me again, Bam. Do you see what we're doing here? T-minus 37 minutes left on the docket. Oof. Oof. No, 5. Looking at the spread of the field here. By the way, for those of you just joining, 8 p.m. British summertime. We go live and long. Pause, Bam. Pause. Where we just dissect for all of the most pertinent F1 centric threads over the last 24 hours and this week. Got a feeling in my bones that Russell could be in for another good one this week. Cameron, very techie, mate. TS 101 100. I think you might be barking at the right. Although the odds makers have him as a 4 favourite to win the Grand Prix, which is techie than techie things. Who knows? Cameron Jr. just in the house. In the ass. Wanting to watch some F1. How'd y'all look at that? Wow. 28.9. What? Isaac Hadjar is the only man to have gone 28 for this first sector. Huh? Even Lando on his quickest lap did a 29.1. What? Isaac Hadjar, a 1/10.5 quicker than the quickest man currently in the session in Sector 2. What is going on? The washout was crazy. Why did he get out of that? Little man in the house, can you hear him? Today he's on chaos. T-minus 35 minutes. I, for some reason, have an inherent bias against Hadjar. I have no clue why. If I am being completely truthful, I didn't think Isaac Hadjar would perform half as good as he has this season. Every time I spoke to F1 aficionados, insiders in the paddock, those in the know, they said of Isaac Hadjar that he lacked the temperament. And I suppose the final race, the season finale of F2 last year, spoke truth to that, did it not? It looked like Isaac Hadjar potentially had all the minerals, just like Lando Norris, but lacked the ability to execute for it. But if you listen to Isaac in the F1 Nation podcast, he said that he realised fairly early on in F2, when the Racing Bull family coupled him with a sports psychologist, that there was durable competitive advantage in that there was upside in it. And he lent into it, therefore, even though initially he poo-pooed it and said sports psychology, Isaac Hadjar we're talking about now, as Russell goes 5.229, 2/10 down the road from Lando. But Isaac Hadjar said, you know what, I think there's advantage in it. He gets very specific about it, which I love. He says in quali, his sports psychologist asked him to recount his mental state of mind. Like, how did he feel? What was he thinking? And Hadjar said that he didn't know, because this was something that he wasn't paying attention to at all. It was completely out of his remit, completely out of scope. Chaos, chat. He said when he realised that he wasn't even aware of it. Why is George Russell holding a steering wheel like that? Like he's driving on a Sunday drive like this. 10-2. George, what are you doing here? But no, Isaac Hadjar said that he realised he wasn't even paying attention to it, that there was this untapped potential that he hadn't considered hitherto. And so he sorted it out, which is admirable. But Isaac Hadjar, not only does Nico Rosberg want to have a word with Lando, sorry teacher, but F1 is more important than school. True, this is true. F1 is more important than school. You don't want to be on camera though, mate, because you might have to. I don't think that's the behave yourself, Michael. Tactical's a legend. I think YouTube is going after bots now, not for sure. So yeah, no, I think I've got to take 2 seats on Isaac. I didn't call that one. Not passing the Mendoza line when it comes to Isaac Hadjar. Currently, your runners and riders with T minus 32 minutes left on the docket are as follows. You have George Russell on a 105.229, and then you have Lando Norris, Antonelli, now Lewis Hamilton on a 5.51 even. Oh, the humanity. What's going on here? Right, chat. I'm going to be back. I promise you. Emergency. Bear with though, chat. You guys can keep it. You guys can keep yourself occupied, But I have an emergency. I'll be back. I promise. I promise. Talk amongst yourself for a couple of minutes. I will be back.